During a recent tasting, I stumbled across this producer, Domaine Pavelot, and I made a mental note that I should try and seek out a couple more examples. Acquired another one, and I decided to also give their Corton Charlemagne a shot, because why not? It's Corton Charlemagne. Everybody loves a Corton Charlie. There's a couple of interesting things about the winery as well that I quite like. They have quite a long history in the region. They are biodynamic. I'm not too sure if they bury cow horns with shit in them or not. I suppose if you're biodynamic, you're biodynamic. You either are or you aren't. And then they have on the label this characteristic basket that they're carrying on the shoulder, and they still use it during the harvest. There's some interesting aspects about that. It's not just a design thing. I really enjoyed my last experience with them. I'm hoping that this one will be just as good. I'm particularly excited for the Corton Charlie. Let's go. First up, what do we get in the glass? Look at those golden toasted tones of deep yellow. Ah, lovely, lovely nose. A bit nutty, actually. It feels like one of those types of Chardonnays that has primarily pineapple or started with a strong pineapple fruit to it. You can still smell the wood. There's a very salivating quality to this. Like, it's going to be a lovely Chardonnay for fish, that kind of thing. Almost a little bit of a mentholated lift to it. Some lemon zest, some real zing, especially towards the finish. That is lovely. It is almonds, toasted almonds, and a bit of that pineapple and that lemon. Medium length, I would say. Not a huge sort of presence mid-palate. Lovely, lingering, and lightly driven finish. It's another bottle of the Sous Frétille that I opened last time. This is a 2015, so it has 10 years on it. It's starting to feel like it's hit its stride. I don't think there's any reason to hold them, but I don't think they're going anywhere. This is one of those finds that you pick up on a restaurant wine list if you can find them. I think the value is pretty incredible. They're sitting right around 50 euros. For biodynamic wine that is this clean, this pure, this fresh. Sous Frétille is a very interesting Premier Cru. I think it's only been a Premier Cru since 2000. It used to be a Lieu dit, and it's only for Chardonnay, which is also interesting because a lot of the terroirs there can produce both red and white. More and more of Pinot Veugelès and Burgundy in general, I think, is turning to Chardonnay, which maybe has some alarm bells going off. But if you're making Chardonnay like this, it's not a problem, that's for sure. Definitely worth pursuing. Second wine, what do we got in the glass? This is a much lighter colored wine. It's more of a light golden hue, bright, with some green sort of hints running through it. And here we're into much more floral wine. Floral wine and some lime creamsicle zest. It's more fresh linen, light, and very unimposing, but especially for a Charlie, right? Also has some menthol notes to it. Interesting. Quite a subdued palate, much more giving today than it was yesterday when I opened it. And this is lemon, also almonds, but it's lighter. It has those lighter lime themes to it and a much deeper mineral effect. Very stony, especially through the second, third, and finish of the wine. It's Grand Cru without a burly sort of power to it. It's a very finesse-oriented Grand Cru. It is a Grand Cru class. It is a step up from the Sous Frétille. They're very different wines. Sous Frétille maybe has a little bit more hickory or some kind of woodiness to it, more of a earthiness to it, a little bit more of a darker tone. And this is much more lifted. It's much more light and aerial. Ah, pure joy. I really like this. I have some thoughts. I wouldn't say that either of these are trophy bottles. They're not. This is not the kind of wine you put into a costurie tasting as a ringer and hope for that you're going to fool some people. It's not that. They're much more precision, delicate types of Chardonnays that hold their own without being intrusive. They're almost shy. They're almost a little bit tiptoeing around the subject a bit. They're not coming in full force. And I like that. I mean, that's why one of the reasons I think great Burgundies can be great Burgundies. Some of the attraction here was to the design of their logo. And these baskets, they're actually using the baskets. It's all handpicked. And they hold about 35 kilos. They carry them over their shoulders like this, and they bring them back into the winery for processing. One of the great side effects of these baskets, especially in the old days, I suppose it doesn't matter as much today. But in the old days, if fruit was a little bit rotten or, damaged, the weight of the grapes would force these damaged grapes to lose their juice. And that juice, instead of just staying in a vat or a bucket or whatever, that juice would run out through the little spaces in between, the weaves in the baskets. Therefore, when you got back to the cuverie and you were going to start processing the wine, you didn't have a bunch of damaged grapes. You just had the pure, clean fruit. That's biodynamic thinking in a way, keeping it all natural and making sure you're in tune with everything around you and just doing it right. These are wines for enjoyment. They're wines for food. They're great expressions of Chardonnay. Highly recommended. If you've tried them, if you've tried any other wines by Domaine Pavelot, I'd love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments. That's what I have for this time. Thanks so much for watching, and hey, stay thirsty.